Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rimworld Alpha 15 with me, Cornish-Knight, and this is A Knight's Tale. Last time our colony had just finished upgrading its defensive network. You can see it here. Also, we were unfortunately in the middle of a heat wave. Now, let us dive right in, shall we? We were having some food issues, which will hopefully be solved once our colony fully grows all its required supplies. Now, I am using the Medieval Times mod, which is a mod developed by... I can never remember the developer's name, unfortunately. He's a fantastic modder though. Really good guy. The link to the mod is in the description below, but he's a really good guy. He works really hard on this. It's just one bloke, unfortunately. Now, basically what we're having here is heat stroke, pretty much. There's nothing we can really do about it. Hopefully when all that's done and dusted... Can somebody please work in this person's room? Let's sort of speed up time a bit. Minor break risks. Yeah, I'm just literally just getting everything ready. Once this is set up, Olga can move in here, because she is the latest person that we have. Bren is still suffering from muscle parasites. Minor yeah. Very hot, jealous. But yeah, at the moment we're just trying to fight off heat. This heat is actually one of the hardest things to deal with really in this particular play style, because obviously you're not using air conditioning or anything. So, right, once our next goal is to get, I believe we're doing smithing, yeah. Once we get smithing we can go into the higher grade medieval defensive stuff, which is really important. Also, what I will also do is put an order in for some granite blocks, because what we're going to do is we're going to basically start walling off this section. Once we have this section built we can extend. Also, when the winter comes, this is all turning into one large castle keep, stone made out of, I believe I decided to make it out of, yes, there we go, limestone bricks, because I like that colour. Low food. How are we on the food situation? 20 food. I keep it at 20 food because obviously it means, well, there's 8 people in the colony, so they will eat 2 meals, which that's 16, and it's pretty good, because if you have more food, what tends to happen is that, because I haven't got a heating system, especially during this period of time, you'll end up losing food due to rot and stuff like that. It's not particularly fantastic. Anything that we have left over we can just turn into jerky. And suspend the jerky order. I mean, yeah, we've got a lot of meat, so it's not going to be really affecting us that much, as long as we stay on top of it. Let me just hurry along time a bit. Yeah, but I want to try and get some of the better security features. I mean, this stuff is great. It's really useful, but I want... Oh, to be honest, I'd never be... I mean, I should probably put one in here, to be honest, in case they get through. Questions. But once they get through there, we're screwed anyway, to be honest. That's why I leave this door open, so they can get in. I really need basically a catapult. Catapult would be fantastic. Now, Medieval Times mod is really quite cool. I like it a lot. It's just a really nice mod. It adds a lot to the game. Just looking for some... I wish they'd put some medieval joy stuff in. I mean, like bowls or skittles or something like that. Just something a bit more period. Or maybe dice. Have like they could play dice. Not that I'd ever suggest gambling in any shape or form, because it's not a good thing to do. I do not approve of gambling. But dice was a medieval game played by a lot of people. And also, I believe, what was that game that you used to play with animal knuckles called? Was it Pogs? No, Pogs was like a modern game, but there was a modern game that was based on a medieval game where you basically took pig knuckles and you basically threw them, and depending if they stood up or not, depending how many of them stood up or not, was who won. It was quite an interesting game. They had a lot of very interesting things. Yeah, it's the bulletproof vest that's the problem. We'll carry that somewhere and put it away. I do like this assigned stuff here. It's very good, or a very good introduction by the game developer. Heat is terrible, but now we've got the temperature stuff in place, it's all coming along rather well. And soon, yet they're starting to harvest our crops. So that should cover us for now, and we can have a good steady supply of food. Should probably put out another hunting order now. Is there anything nearby to hunt? Yeah, you guys would have to do. Give them something to do. I also need to put down a production zone and put in a crafting spot. Now you're probably thinking why I'm doing this, but I find that one of the things that actually has quite an impact in this game is footwear, because obviously you can't make footwear here. No footwear whatsoever. And it's actually rather important because it's one of the things that affects a lot of your temperature. I find is or historically you lose most of your body heat through your feet and your head. It's one of the ways your body basically regulates itself. So footwear has always been really important. Also, circulation wise, you don't want to get frostbite in your extremities. It's not pleasant. I mean, Ranulph Fiennes, who was a famous British Antarctic explorer, can attest to that. You look at photographs and it's like he lost a lot of yeah, it's just unpleasant. I mean, he's an incredibly brave chap, incredibly brave, and you should really look up on his exploits. But yeah, frostbite is no joke, as any explorer will attest to. So yeah, you want to keep that away from that. I had an earlier playthrough where I had pigs, and the pigs were getting frostbite, and had to start amputating bits of my pigs, which were not particularly pleasant, because I was using them for breeding. Making pemmican? Oh yeah, they are. They're making pemmican. I can probably up the food supply to 24. To be honest, I'm basically just trying to stockpile food for the winter, really, because these guys really go for it. Alright, that's 24. I'll put some more cooked meat in. And preserved meat was a very common thing in the medieval period. Salted beef, jerked beef, I mean dried beef was very common. Yeah, I mean in the Royal Navy you had basically salted beef and biscuits, really. I mean, you had for a long period of time a standard meal ration was basically a salted beef and biscuits. And we have beavers. Now beavers normally are an annoying thing, and I will agree to you that they still are, but because I actually need the wood, which is not fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start ordering chopping of wood. Partly because I just want to get stocks in for the winter, because it will be keeping our temperature up. But I know, I mean, like, take for example corned beef. I believe corned beef comes from the corns or kernels of salt, like these long. If you've ever seen sort of a cone, an ice cream cone, imagine basically like a solid one made out of salt, and that's basically where the term corned beef comes from, which is really interesting. But no, I mean, preserved food is a really old tradition. I mean, take for example steak tartare, which is basically a burger made out, well, it's basically a meal made out of like very thinly cut or shredded meat, and you have like a raw egg in the middle of it. Now the Tartars are credited with inventing, I suppose you would call, it's hard to explain. I mean, the story goes, what they used to do was they used to take basically a meat paddy and put it underneath their saddles of the horses. And as they used to ride, basically the heat and the tenderizing of the riding would mean that basically when they stopped to camp, they had a cooked meal that they could basically eat and digest. I know it's not a particularly pleasant thought, but when you're world conquerors, I mean, it's one of the things you have to do to become world conquerors, really. I mean, the Tartars and the Mongols and under Temujin and Genghis Khan were pretty, I mean, the Mongols, Genghis Khan conquered an empire and made an empire the size the world had never seen before, so, and you don't do that by being soft, unfortunately. They were pretty ruthless people. I mean, they had a penchant for basically making pyramids out of the heads of their enemies. I mean, they pretty much wiped out what you probably call, like, at the time it was like classical Baghdad, or yeah, it was Baghdad, which was the centre of like Persian, of that time, like the Persian Empire kind of thing. They pretty much razed it to the ground. It was. Enough said about that, the better. I mean, the Mongols were not known for being, at the time anyway, had a reputation. The Tartars, the Mongols, the whole stepped horseman tribes had a reputation which they had well earned through the time period. I mean, Hungary, Poland, I mean, they penetrated pretty much into the centre of Europe, the Mongols did. I mean, to be honest, their army had sort of been sent, the armies that had been sent there to basically be a probing attack, and they just kept going, which is worrisome, to be honest. I mean, if you think just how much Europe would have changed if the Mongols had actually taken over all of mainland Europe, the cultural impact that would have had. History would have never been the same again, I don't think. It would have definitely been different. But the reason that they actually didn't do it was because the Mongols had I wouldn't say a major flaw, but what would happen was that when basically a Khan, which was their leader, basically when a Khan died, all his generals had to return home to the capital to basically elect a new leader, and that was the policy they stayed with. So basically, in the middle of any kind of major military campaign or anything like that, as soon as yeah, that bear is hungry. I don't want to mess with that bear. He's fairly well fed, so that shouldn't be a problem. I suspect these giant sloths, this is what these creatures here are, they're giant sloths, these Megatherum. I suppose these giant sloths probably have a lot of meat on them, but there's no way I'm picking one of those. I don't get paid enough to fight giant sloth. Or bears. I mean, hunting bears was considered to be sort of like a real privilege during the medieval period. I mean, hunting boar was dangerous enough. I mean, people sort of see it in cartoons and stuff and think, oh, wild boar, yeah. They're just basically wild pigs. It's like, no, wild boar are so much more dangerous than wild pigs. Males are massively aggressive. I mean, super aggressive. Razor sharp tusks, and they had a reputation for a reason. Plus, pigs are actually omnivores, they're not herbivores, so they eat meat, so you can imagine they have no hesitation in eating you. There's an old farmer's saying which is never bleed in a pig pen, and they have that for good reason. Now we've got all that sort of done in. Is that bear still lingering around? God, I hope that bear goes away. We'll start building our granite blocks. If we put it there, yeah, that'd be good. Just stop blocking up the easy routes in. Put basic wooden flooring down just to keep everybody happy. So to speed up time a little bit. We should probably have an enemy raid coming soon. Not being pessimistic, but it basically works in Cassandra that the enemy, you should expect an enemy raid about once every 48 hours, if not once every 24 hours, depending. I mean, there's a medieval madness setting which is done by the developer, which is basically just madness. You get lots of enemy raids and stuff. I haven't tried it out yet. I like the classic difficulty settings myself. Jane and Bren are getting it on. Good for them. And we have a cow joined us. Oh, that's a shame, they're both bulls. But if we put them in the home zone, they shall come to the home zone. And I know we should probably keep them, but they're bulls. When are we going to get a female cow? Plus they could eat supplies. When winter comes, we won't have any grass. I haven't put any hay down. It seems a necessary extra. Well, I suppose what we could do... Animal area. I don't really want them eating my supplies, but at the same time I don't really want them, so we put them there. Just put them down there. I mean, I'd like to keep them, but when winter comes, you're going to need to give them food and supplies, and with no heifer, it's going to be basically a basically no heifer, basically a female cow for breeding. There's no point really keeping them. I saved them until winter time. Bren and his muscular parasites. The corn, how's the corn coming along? Is that bear still about? How hungry is it? I suppose I could send someone out to hunt the ostrich when they have the chance. Hopefully that will mean the bear will go somewhere else. Yeah, I'm getting really nervous about this bear. This bear is unnerving me, I have to say. Wait, come on, Kernow, you've got a wife. Don't go trying enough. cheating her now. That's not on, man. Wait up. Somebody. Ah, yes, that's good. That's very good. Right. Go here. Mat. You gone, rat? There's a reason I made the granite doors. Hopefully the bear will get hungry and basically kill it. I'm getting pretty tired of this rat. Don't know what better weapon I can give you. How bad is this axe? Pretty bad. How bad is this spear? That's even worse. That does 9 damage. Give her the club. In my experience. Great, so he's basically gone nuts and is starting fires. And now I have to save him. Or not. But I still have to basically extend my home zone, because if he sets everything on fire we are doomed. He's got scratched by a rat, which is not fantastic. And now he set the rat on fire. God damn it, Kernow. I know this is excessive, but I really don't want there to be fires. And I don't want him to get eaten by a bear either. Ooh, cargo pod. Ooh, gold. What can I do with that gold? You, Olga. Fetch me my gold. My gold! I must have my gold. Or not, because now we are being raided from that side. Oh lord, come on Kernow, snap out of it. They're going to be coming immediately as well. Okay. Everyone who isn't having a mental break, get here. Rex, open the door. Where's William? Man the ballista. Hopefully that will slow him down. They got to go after him. Yeah, they are. Interestingly, they're not targeting him. Or are they? Come on, man. Move! Oh, seriously? Such a bad time to have a mental break. Why can't you just, like, come out of your madness, please? Oh god, now we have to go out there and save him. Kidnapping him. Quick, we have to save our knight. There's no way you can get him in time. Quickly! Oh, I don't believe that. Yeah, they gotta get away with him. Oh, seriously? And there's no way you can break them either. So we just lost Kernow. Oh, that's just... That's not good, that's not good at all. Can someone please come and grab his sword at least? William. And someone grab the medical supplies. Well, hopefully we'll get a request saying that they'll sell him back to us. Oh, I don't believe that. Our knight got kidnapped. No! Cornish-Knight. Kidnapped by... horrific. I'm gonna give you some good medicine to give you healed better. He just had such the worst timing. I don't believe that. The one time he just did not need to. Surviving hunting rifle. Jane. Even there's no empty space, I have to configure to store it. Alright, we'll put weapons in there. Hopefully all we can do is that they'll demand a ransom for our knight and give him back. Unfortunately, he was also the bloke who handled all of our trade, so... yeah, we are well and truly boned, ladies and gentlemen. What's this? Warg meat. Where is it? Can I be asked to go out all that way to get it? No. I will go out all this way to get gold. But, that could go so much better. We've got medicine in the rain. For now I'm just going to keep all the medicine in here. Just hurry up time a bit. I can't believe we've just lost Kernow. Oh god, I'm devastated. My Cornish-Knight, no! Hopefully they'll send a demand wanting him back. Well, they'll say... that sucks. Is there anything worth taking? I mean, I could break stuff down, but I've got enough junk as it is. can't believe Kernow got captured. That really is annoying. Really is annoying. All I can hope is that they'll ask for ransom. They tend to do that though. But for that we will need someone. Is there no one that can actually... What is going on with this place? Can you guys hurry up and prioritise holding the medicine? Right, when you've done that, go and get the gold. See, look, we've lost a lot of our food has rotted away, so that's just great. We've got the corn now, which is not so much of a problem. God, I hope they ask for a ransom. I need him really badly. Screw it, I'm just going to keep the doors locked from now on. We've got that, that's as far, I suppose. Improved medieval defensive system. So this will give us access to, yeah, the blacksmithing thing. But we can't really do that just yet. And I suppose we could build it here. It made sense, I mean we could... The problem is I haven't really expanded as far enough as I'd wanted to at the start. Nothing you can do with that at the moment. With Cornish-Knight down, we are unfortunately at a disadvantage. Now there's a supplier coming through. Unfortunately, on top of losing Cornish-Knight, who was also a fantastic melee fighter, we also lost our best individual with speech skills, so now everything is going to cost an absolute bomb. No, actually we've got Barbara. Oh, thank God we've got Barbara. And yes, we seem to have burnt his corpse. Good, good. I know it seems slightly macabre, but to be honest, I just wanted to get him out of the way. Great, psychic drone, and it affects all the women in the camp, which is not fantastic. I don't particularly like that one. We'll turn this into our blacksmithing shop and like craftsman shop. Where's Barbara? No, I have to give up on that for now. I need you to help trade me stuff. Right. Let's see what we can sell. Get rid of that, don't want it. The axe is terrible, I'll sell that. And the shiv. And the club. I'm keeping hold of Kernow's sword in case he makes a return. They're not taking anything else. I mean, I got gold, why aren't they taking the gold? Take the hair, didn't even know I had one. Oh, the bear. I could use them for food, but I need money, so you can have have the bulls as well, I don't want them. Do you have any fancy futuristic medicine? Yeah, but he's not willing to sell it to me. We are, not gonna lie folks, we are in a bit of a pinch. Hopefully we'll be able to recruit Stacy. I mean, it's still a 99%. Warden. Yes, he's got speechcraft at 10, he's still going. Yeah. It's the stupid bloody psychic drone, there's nothing I can do about it. Less than a day. Problem is that there's loads of scrap, there's loads like iron there, but I'm not going all the way there just to get it. God, no, I don't want a boomalope. While we get up. So the boomalope. Take the boomalope, I don't want it. What's he got? The problem is my skill for them is not high enough, so they're not willing to actually... They're not willing to actually do business with me, so I'm in a really bad position. I'm just gonna sell anything. I know I should probably keep it to break it down, but I just need money really, in case they ask for a king's ransom for my knight. Okay, that's a lot of silver. I need to move that blinking horseshoe. So we got the blacksmithing shop sort of set up. I haven't got enough minerals for it at the moment. But first we just need to get supplies, and this stuff sort of takes priority above everything else. Oh, I would say that, but Brent, prioritise holding the silver. I wish just by doing business with them their relationships with you improved, because that would be really cool, rather than you having to constantly rely upon well, the communications thing. It's like, well, what happens if you don't have a communications relay? How do you then communicate? God, he's in such a bad mood. Yeah, it's going to do what it's normally do. It's going to go there, run around. Thank God, the psychic drone is finished. Can't believe my Cornish-Knight got kidnapped. Well, we're almost out of the day. We're out of time for today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, we will have to pay our kings. We won't have to pay king's ransom to get him back. But Kernow at the moment has been kidnapped, so we should do all we can to retrieve him. If you have liked, please press the like button. If you have subscribed, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at the links provided below. And as always, I am always happy to receive comments. I shall catch you all next time. Goodbye.